Welcome to lesson 4 of data science class. So today we're going to look at the dictionary. So dictionary is one of the fundamentals of data structure that has to do with the collection of key value pairs. And each keys are unique. Each keys must be unique. So for us to get started, like I said, before. This is Visual Studio for us to get started. Remember in the last previous video we did the list where we showed the definition and manipulation of list. So here we're going to look at the dictionary. So I will just create a new file, a new Python script here and call it dict.py. Okay. So the first thing I need to do is to define a dictionary, right? So I will have a variable name called let me call it dictionary equal to, so with a braces like this, then the key, remember each key must be unique, right? So let's say the key holds a value generated. Now if I want to access the value, then I need to if I want to return the value, then I need to access the key. Let's say for instance, I want to print dictionary, then the key. So if I run this, let me activate my virtual environment. So if I run this, right, so it will return John Wayne for me. So if pi, then the dict.py, okay, returns John Wendy. Now in dictionary, right, in dictionary data structure, I can have so many keys, but remember that each key must be unique. Each key must be unique. So let me have, right, another key. So the command, I will have my um, customer income, or let me use employee, okay, employee income. Right? So let's say this employee income is, I'll use it, a float, let's say it's 10,000.02 dollars, right? So now we have two keys here. We have the name and the employee income, right? So if I want to access this employee income, the same way I will put employee income here, and it will return this for me, right? Okay, so now what if I want to insert into this key here? So if I want to insert into this key here, I cannot actually insert a new value here, right, in this name. So the only way I can do that is to bring in, let's say for instance, I want to bring in a list, right, so that I can hold many values, right? So I can hold many values, right, in one key, right? So, but like this, it will not work. But it will only work if I want to modify, let's say I want to change the Wendy. I want to change the Wendy, let's say to Peter. So if I call the key, it returns Peter. Right, I can really modify, but if I want to insert, that is where the list come in, and list now the square braces, right? And I have the square braces here where I can add more values. So for me to add more values here, and there's a function called insert. So I just need to do is the name, let's say the key dot insert, right? So I will choose, remember this key, this value is already indexed in index 0, right? So I want Peter to be indexed in 1, right? So if I run this again, it gives me John and Peter, right? It gives me John and Peter. So that is insert. So if I want to, to there are other ways to insert values, right? There are other ways to insert values to this, and also other ways to delete values to this. So let's use extend and let's see. So I'm extending, so use the square braces and then run this again. So you can see, so this is another way to insert it into the insert values, right, in this key here called name, right? So I will leave the other ones for you guys to do because this class we just need to understand the fundamentals of dictionary. So our next class we'll look at NumPy, right? We'll look at NumPy. It's an extension to normally use in a data dictionary. So when we look at NumPy, then we can now look at pandas, right? So now to if I want to pop out, if I want to delete, I can equally just say I can write a delete function here, delete, right? So delete dictionary name. So I'll specify the index, right? So we only have index 0 right now, right? So if I put index 0, let's assume that Peter is here, right? So if I put index 0, delete dictionary this, so John Wendy will definitely go out. So let's do this. You can see I've deleted the value located in index 0. So that's how to do the insert, that's how to do delete. So if you want to learn slide it, so if you understand how to manipulate, if you understand how to manipulate the listener previous videos, right, you can apply that pattern here, right? You can apply those patterns here, it's just same thing, right? Because we're already integrated list to this dictionary, right? So now what if, let's look at the for loops, right? Let's look at the for loops. Let's assume that I want to look through for I in the range starting from 0 down to uh, the length of dictionary, which is this dictionary here. So the length of this dictionary in this key name, right? So let's assume I just want to return. No, I can't return because it's not a function. So I want to print dictionary. I want to print all the values in this key here, right? So I'll put I here. So I want to print all the values. So range at 0, so it starts at 0, right? It prints John Wendy and then comes again and print Peter. So if I run this, you can see we have John Wendy and Peter. So now let's do some calculation. Let's do some manipulation. So let me put a list here, right? So these are float style type. So I'll put another float style type. Then basically let me put another one, right? So I want to do some calculation, right? So let's assume that we want to sum all this, we want to sum them and get the total amount, right, from this key employee. So what I just need to do is to look through from I in the range of 0 down to the employee income, right, employee income. So what I will do here is let me have a variable called sum plus equal to, right, sum plus equal to dictionary dictionary, then the employee income, right? So I, so I'm printing, let's assume sum is equal to 0 for the first instance. Input outside, sum is equal to 0. So so that is how it will add these numbers together. So in the first instance, it picks this one here, right? So when it's coming again, it adds this to this and comes again and add this to this. So if we return now, what we'll do here is to print the sum, right? So we're printing the sum, and if you run this, okay, okay. The reason why it's doing like this because it prints within the for loop. So this is the answer, right? So since the print is within the for loop, this is what it does. It picked the first one, right? You can see how it picks the first one. So when coming back, it picked the second one and added to the first one. Look at it here, right? Added to the first one, which gives us 11,000, right? 11,000.47. So it goes again and it pick the third one and add it to the first and second, which gives us this. But if you pull out the print out from the loop here, it will just give you the answer. So that is how it's done. So if you let's say assuming we want to find the mean, all we just need to do is to calculate the total number of stuff we have here, right? Since we already have it here, all I just need to do here is to calculate total number, then this sum we divided by total number, right? This sum, right, which we get here, divided by the total number of the elements we have here, which is stored in this key employee income. So that is how we can be able to manipulate this here in this class, right? So in the next video, we will look at how we can use NumPy, right? People can do some matrix calculation using NumPy and so many other problems we can solve using NumPy. So if you get a hands on it, then we'll look at pandas. So once you are good at those tools, then you are good to go to start doing your data science class, right? So I hope you understand this, right? So you can see how we integrated this to the dictionary, right? So every manipulation that we are doing, you can see is just like similar like the list which we did in the last class. All you just need to do is pass the key which you want to access down. You can see the same for loop. So even if you want to define a function, it's the same pattern, right? Even if I want to find a mass value in a particular key, it's the same pattern which we use in the list. But the only difference is we are passing the key, right? That makes it special. So we are passing the key in order to get our values that are stored in the key, right? So that is how dictionary works, right? So I can you can do slicing on your own. You can do so many challenges stuff on your own, but these are just the fundamentals of it. So in the next class, we'll look at the NumPy. So thank you and God bless you.